guys, welcome back. So as you can see, I'm going to replace the engine, not just on my own, got some help. I'll explain in the video why this is happening and why I'm doing it. It is what it is, but I think this is going to be a good, interesting learning option, you could say. So yeah, I'll catch you after the video. Right guys, welcome back to my channel. It's probably been a while since you've had an update on the old MT10, so I'm going to give you one now because I've done some progress on the MT10 and I'm going to tell you why I've done it the way I've done it. Maybe it might help you if you're in a similar boat or you need to replace an engine. So for a bit of context, as many of you know who are following this, my MT10 spun a big end bearing, which is really great. I drained the oil. I put a picture up of that now. You can see the oil. It is horrendous and it's full of copper swarf, which is not good if you're familiar with how engines work. You should never have swarf, and copper swarf specifically means that the bearing's not looking great. So I got a quote to get my engine replaced, and I went to a reputable tuner. I won't mention who they are or anything like that because essentially the price put me off, and it's nothing against the tuner or anything like that, it's just what the price is, and I sort of thought that's quite a lot. I'll put the price up now and the quote, and I'll remove all of the information as to who it was, but yeah, essentially 3,000, I think it was 3,200 or something like that, but no parts included. So after I had the parts, which could be potentially a crankshaft, the bearings, who knows what damage was in that engine, it was, yeah, I'm looking at like the sour end of maybe £4,000. So I decided then and there that screw that, I'd rather try doing it myself with a little bit of help. And that's exactly what I've done. So the same night I got the quote, I ordered a new engine. I say new engine, I got a second-hand engine off of eBay, which had done less miles than the current bike I've got. Done only 8,000 miles. And I thought I'm going to give it a crack. So I haven't filmed loads of it because actually it's really hard to try and film and remember what I'm doing, especially when I've got like hardly any experience when it comes to major work like an engine out job. So dodge. But yeah, I decided to give it a go. I've actually done most of it as you're watching this, and I've only got a few things left to do, but I'll catch you up now. The engine cost me about £1,000, so it was, by doing it myself, I've managed to save the better part of £2,500, you know, so it was a no-brainer really. And I've done it in stages, so I did the swap in stages. I had some help, but we were both about equal when it comes to, you know, mechanical knowledge, so it wasn't too bad. But I essentially started with the bottom end of the bike, and I thought I'd do that first. Then that's exhaust, radiators, all the side fairings and stuff like that. Then I thought after that we'll go for the top, so you have to take off the fuel tank and also disconnect all the connections inside. I labelled each connection up, you'll see that in the video, where it's like A, B, C, D. I use the alphabet, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I got to like L, I think, so it wasn't that bad. Only a few connections really. And then obviously you got the main bolts to take out the engine, which is like 3 each side, 6 in total. I didn't need any special tools. I thought I might need a pivot shaft wrench, apparently, which is like a £130 tool from Yamaha, and they're quite hard to find, but didn't need it. So yeah, we replaced the engine. You'll see that in the video. And I'm at the stage now where I'm waiting for an oil cooler. Because of the swarf in the last engine, I'm not going to reuse the same oil cooler. Finding a second-hand oil cooler, because I'm not paying 250 quid for a brand new one, It's quite difficult, but I managed to find one yesterday. I messaged a few people on eBay, and one of them was breaking an MT10, so got that, and yeah, just waiting for that now. I noticed my throttle cables were frayed, so that's something else I'm gonna replace whilst the tank's off. I'm gonna do the spark plugs today, and I put the side fairings back on, I've put the radiator back, and that's about it really. I'm just waiting for throttle cable, which I can do whenever. I just want to see if it starts, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm excited to have my MT10 back. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. If you're thinking you have a bit of mechanical knowledge, bit of common sense really, and this is something that scares you, then honestly it's not that bad. Just take a methodical approach, plan it, make sure you got the right tools. That's one major thing. Getting the engine in and out was tough because it's quite a heavy lump. I don't know how heavy it was, about 70 or 80 kilo I reckon. I'm not sure, but it wasn't light. It's quite heavy and it's awkward. So to make sure that the engine is precise and, you know, really precisely lined up, it's quite difficult if you don't have like a hoist or a proper lift, because the sump goes down like this and it's not easy to put a jack underneath. So we managed to get a pallet. So the pallet sat either side, and then the sump went inside the middle of the pallet and the gap, and we managed to jack it up and sort of wedge it between two of us. But yeah, so the MT10 is pretty much done. It's got a new engine. Yeah, hopefully it starts. I really hope it starts. But yeah, gonna do the spark plugs now, and see you later. So this is the ECU. You can see I've had my ECU tuned by JB Motorcycles, Woolwich Racing software. The ECU sits just here like such. Not very hard to get to. If anyone wants to get to the ECU, it's like, I don't know, 5-6 bolts. It's not hard, and it just slips out, and then you've got two. Let me switch over the camera. To get this off, you have to just push this bridge over and then push in here and then pull it at the same time on the other one. I'm leaving mine connected though, so I don't get any dust or etc. into the loom. I don't want that, so I'll take this off later. Look at all the dust and crap that gets here though. Look, we'll give this a nice clean while this is all happening. Unsure why it has a cream to it, but she's draining. Like it matters anyway. You're coming out. See if I can see any metal shards. Oh dear. Oh baby. Okay, fuel tank's off. It's over there. Taking off the air filter, trying to get this airbox off now, just how to figure out how to do that. In order to remember where everything goes, I'm just labelling it up with some tape and a Sharpie. But this is the bit that worries me, all this bit, getting it back to where it was. The engine out's the simple bit, but the connections are the hard bit. We have help though, in the form of James. Okay, so we've disconnected as much as we can. All the electrics are labelled. Time to crack the mounts and get this out. A bit dodgy because it's an awkward shape and we only have this plank of wood, so I'm going to try and drop it and then drop the engine onto that block of wood. Hopefully it's not ridiculously heavy. Poor girl. Yeah. There she is. Bane of my problems. Oh dear. Okay, next step is to get the new engine filled with all the auxiliaries of the old. getting there. Still a bit naked. There's the radiator fitted. Bit annoying getting the wires up in here, but they're colour coded, black and white for left hand and right hand fan. So not too bad. This suddenly doesn't fit very well. It's meant to have a crash bung on there, but it doesn't fit anymore, so not sure what's going on there. I don't know if the thread in the engine is a bit different or threaded slightly so it's not gripping when the thing's attached, but yeah, you can see that the gap is a little bit funky. Oil cooler to go, which is on order. Managed to bend this bracket, getting it out, so hopefully we can bend it back because it's only an aluminium bracket, or aluminum for my American friends. And that goes about there. Oh yeah. Just the spark plugs as well. For anyone wanting to do a spark plug on MT10, the best way is to come in the top, take the fuel tank off, it's not too bad. Take this little thing off here, disconnect the plug. Where is it? There it is. Put that to one side. And then you've got access here to the injector. There's one there, coil, sorry, one there, one there, one there, and then one back here behind this, whatever that is. A bit tight in there, but you can do it from this side, easier. Anyone tells you need to drop out the radiator, you don't. Right, the day has come. New oil cooler has arrived, so we're just putting that on. I spent ages manually bending the fins to get them all straight again, because a few of them are not that straight. Putting the airbox on now. Air filter, this is a reusable air filter from BMC, which I got last time I got the bike serviced, so you can wash it. There's a lifetime guarantee, which is quite interesting. Yeah, putting all this on. Oil's got to go in, I've put the coolant in. There's the old one. Old oil cooler, and once we put the oil in, we can try and give it a go, see if it's going to start. Yes. Right, best of luck. Battery sounds really dead.